Boker Tov. I'm Rabbi Jordan Shanner here with Temple Sinai. This is our daily opportunity to connect, reflect, and remember together. I hope that your day is off to a meaningful start, that you've had a wonderful Shabbat, and that you'll join me in beginning this day with a blessing of gratitude for our bodies and our souls, those parts of ourselves that make us who we are and allow us to be present and in the moment. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher yatzar et ha'adam bechokma ubaravo nekavim nekavim chalulim chalulim galui v'yadua lifnei chisei chvodecha שאם ייפתח אחד מהם או ייסתם אחד מהם אי אפשר להתקיים ולעמוד לפניך Baruch ata Adonai rofech kol basar umafli larasot. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you have fashioned our bodies with wisdom, creating within us a finely balanced network. To stand before you in prayer is itself a fragile miracle. Eternal God, we praise you as the healer of body and spirit. Elohai nishama shenatata bi tehora hi. אתה אתה יצרת, אתה נפחת בי ואתה משמרה בקרבי. כל זמן שהנשמה בקרבי, מודה אני לפניך, אדוני אלוהי ואלוהי אבותיי, ריבון כל המעשים, אדון כל הנשמות, ברוך אתה אדוני, אשר בידו נפש כל חי, ורוח כל בשר איש. The soul you have given me, O God, is a pure one. You have created it and formed it, and within me you sustain it. So long as my soul is within me, I will give thanks to you, eternal my God and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. We praise you, eternal God, in whose hand is the power of all life and the spirit of all flesh. We continue with a blessing for the study of Torah, which is itself the soul of the Jewish people. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah והערב נא אדוני אלוהינו את דברי תורתך בפינו ובפי עמך בית ישראל ונהיה אנחנו וצאצאינו וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל כולן יודעי שמך ולומדי תורתך לשמה. ברוך אתה אדוני המלמד Torah le'amo Yisrael. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you sanctify our lives with mitzvot and command us to engage in Torah study. Eternal God, may your words of Torah be sweet to us, and let every generation, the whole, young and old, the whole family of Israel come to know you through the study of Torah for its own sake. Eternal God, we praise you as the teacher of Torah to the people Israel. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, שאדם אוכל פירותיהם בעולם הזה, והקרן קיימת לו לעולם הבא, ואלו הן. These are the obligations whose values cannot be measured. They nourish us in this world and help us to create the world to come. Kibud av va'em, to honor fathers and mothers. Ugmilut chasadim, to perform acts of love and kindness. והשכמת בית המדרש שחרית וערבית, to attend the house of study morning and evening. והכנסת אורחים, to welcome the stranger. וביקור חולים, to visit the sick. והכנסת כלה, to provide for brides and grooms. ולוויית המת, to keep faith with the dead. ועיון תפילה, to pray with sincerity. והבאת שלום בין אדם לחברו, to make peace where there is strife. V'talmud Torah keneged kulam. The study of Torah is equal to them all. Just as we learn in this Mishnah that all of these mitzvot, which are different ways of performing gimilut chasadim, of doing acts of love and kindness for our fellow human beings, all of these mitzvot are expressions of the Torah's words in action. So too, in the same way, are the Jewish people and humanity one, and so too is God one with creation. we affirm that oneness when we say Shema together. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Hashem, Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה, אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת. והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Adonai Elohechem Emet. When we conclude reciting the Shema, we say the word Emet, even though it's not written in the text. It is one way of affirming that for us, the statements made in our Torah are a representation of our search for the truth. And truth is itself a value that is increasingly under attack in the world in which we live. Recently, many news sources ran headlines that said something like, Association of Genocide Scholars declares Israel's war in Gaza to be a genocide of the Palestinians. Well, what none of those reports said about this particular group of scholars is that one, it's not, in fact, a group of genocide scholars, since anyone and everyone is allowed to join it. In the last week, we've seen numerous people trying to prove the point by joining with accounts under names like Daffy Duck and Wile E. Coyote and other many such obviously fake names to show that there's no process, there's no vetting process. One does not have to be either a scholar or specifically a scholar of genocide to join the International Association of Scholars of Genocide. So on the one hand, you can see that there's a problem of a professional body speaking on behalf of an area of scholarship where there's no process to vet those who belong to it. Even our rabbis group has rules about who can be part of it, and that's saying something. Two, there was no formal debate about the statement that was published, and there was a very minimal vote held with only a very small fraction of the members of the group in order to make the claim that Israel is committing genocide. And what all of this shows is that, part of a larger and more disturbing trend, that international legal and humanitarian and academic and journalistic institutions have a story that they want to tell about Jews and Israel, which demonizes the existence of Jews and Israel, who um, for basically using the power at our disposal to fight back against our own oppression, um, and which necessarily, in order to make that narrative work, um, involves changing the definitions and changing the rules that apply in every other case. It seems that uh, when we pursue the truth in other cases, we are very cautious and conservative about how we define crimes and how we define the impacts of certain actions, including state violence. And when it comes to the Jewish people, that conservative, cautious approach goes out the window, and anyone and everyone can have an opinion, and that opinion is treated not as an opinion but as a fact. And so we have to remind everyone that, in fact, if you have to change the rules in order to make a claim about Jews in Israel, what it shows is that you're putting the anti-Semitic narrative you want to push ahead of the facts and the truth. That, in fact, uh, uh, while it may or may not be, what you're claiming may or may not be true, um, citing opinions as facts is no way to prove it, and uh, that we all have to um, do some soul searching about why our view of the truth is more um, well, or I'll say this, that we all have to have soul searching to do as to how to um, speak out against what is wrong in our world without demonizing, delegitimizing, or or distorting the truth about what it is. And so, with that, we have to start by reminding everyone and anyone who will listen to us that the Jewish people are still under a state in which certain members of our people, some of our people, are held in captivity, are held hostage, being starved and abused, and who knows what else by their captors, and that until they are returned, then the war has a justification to continue. That Israeli lives are uh, as valuable to us as Palestinian lives are to Palestinians, and that there is a hypocrisy in um, constantly demonizing Israel as a violent actor while refusing to uh, condemn or pressure Hamas, a terrorist organization with genocidal designs on the Jewish people and the Jewish state, um, with the same rules. And with that being said, we turn now to a prayer for those who are in captivity, prayers for those who are held hostage for these past 702 days, and pray that they be returned home immediately, and that the world will come to its senses. Eloheinu matir ha'asurim miskav ladach, miskav le'itot betzara, shlach הצלה שלמה ופדיון גמור לכל הנתונים בשבי אויב. חזק רוחותם, שומרם מרע ויוציאם משעבוד לגאולה. Our God, who has been a refuge for the oppressed in times of trouble, send complete rescue and full redemption to those held captive from among your people, Israel. Strengthen their spirit and bring them our prayers that they may be protected from all harm and bring them out of their captivity. As our tradition teaches, Yikra'eni ve'enehu imo anuchi v'tzara achaltzehu v'achabdehu v'nomar amen. They shall call upon me and I will answer them. I will be with them in their distress. I will rescue them and honor them. And let us say together, Amen. You pause for a moment as we remember all those who've gone before us. In particular, this morning, we are offering condolences to those families in our community observing Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning, most especially to the families of Cantor Paul Kowarski, Beatrice Rose Liss, Judy Tessler, Lainey Kaplan Page, and the family of Aaron Sherman. We also remember all victims of terror and violence, including Idan Shtivi, Ilan Weiss, and Olga Weisberg. And to those soldiers, we remember those soldiers who've given their lives defending the Jewish state and the Jewish people in the last 30 days, including Ori Gerlich and Ariel Lubliner. And on this 14th morning of the month of Elul, we remember together for Yahrzeit all those who died at this time in years past, including Paul Auerbach, Beatrice Bernholtz, Ruth Feldman, Hannah Gell, Irving Grossman, Harry Lewis, Gertrude Lovitz, Edith Nathanson, Ethel Newman, Ronald Pape, Evelyn Quitt, Shirley Schneer, and Lorraine Waldman. Zichronam livracha. Pray that their memories will be a blessing as we turn to words sanctified by memory, words glorified by hope, the words of Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemeh rabba, be'alma divra chiruteh, v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imaru amen. Yehe shmeh rabba mevarach le'alam u'l'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'al v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadal v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmeh dekudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imaru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shmaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imaru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaraseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imaru amen. May the source of peace send peace to those who mourn and comfort to all who remember. And let us say together, Amen. Well, we want to say a special thank you this morning to Carmela Cohen-Veach, who's made a contribution to our Adult Education Fund in observance of the Yahrzeit for Hannah Gell. We really can't do what we do without your support, and so we say thank you. Hope that you'll make it a great day, a great start to the week, that you will join us again, 8:30 a.m. for Boker Tov, 7:30 a.m. Monday through Friday for Minyan at Temple Sinai.